and welcome to Faith on Film, a program designed to keep you aware and informed on everything that's happening in the world of faith and family entertainment. Now, I always say that at the beginning of each show because I believe we need entertainment. When we became Christians, we didn't suddenly lose our need for entertainment, and that's why I find it really important to make sure that you know and you're aware of what entertainment is out there that is good and wholesome for you, because what we're being fed by Hollywood and really the secular media is a very unhealthy entertainment. But in faith and family films, I believe we get some just good quality entertainment that'll uplift us and not be detrimental to our livelihood, or our lifestyle, I should say. Now, my guest today has a little different take than that, and that is that he believes that his films are not just entertainment, but they actually are part of spiritual warfare. And everything he does, I believe, has something to do with spiritual warfare. And we're going to hear about that today. Donald James Parker is a writer, publisher, movie producer, and actor from the United States. He has composed and published 24 novels and 2 nonfiction books through his company, Sword of the Spirit Publishing. He has also written or co-written 13 movie scripts that have been produced, 10 of them by Sword of the Spirit. Several of the movies have aired on Christian television in the United States and some in other countries. Parker is currently working to get all his films subtitled in the most widely spoken languages in the world to expand the reach of the messages. Donald, that seems like a huge task. Welcome to Faith on Film, man.
Thank you, sir. That is a huge task.
Oh, yeah, but if somebody's going to do it, I know it's going to be you. Now, I gave a little bit of a interesting little teaser there, talking about how your films really deal a lot with spiritual warfare, and we'll talk about that later on in the program. But first, let's just find out a little bit about how you even got started in filmmaking.
Well, we have to start at the very beginning, which kind of explains where my focus on spiritual warfare arises. Mm-hmm. Back in 2006, I was just a workaholic computer programmer. I had no hint that I was going to be involved in media whatsoever. Wow. And I woke up in the middle of the night. I either heard a voice or I dreamt I heard a voice that said, "Write a book about evolution." I look at the alarm clock. It's exactly 2:00. I'm like, I'm not a writer. I don't know anything about evolution. I'm going back to sleep. And so I rolled over and went right back to sleep. The next morning I woke up and that experience was so strong in my head. I just went to prayer and I said, "Lord, did you ask me to write a book about evolution last night?" And bluntly, I did not expect to hear an answer, but just as clear as a bell, this inaudible voice goes through my head. And when you're done with that, I want you to go after Harry Potter and the sexual revolution.
Oh, wow.
So here I am. I'm just a pedestrian layman type, and all of a sudden I'm thrust into this commissioning to go to battle with 3 of the biggest forces in the earth. Mm-hmm. And so I jumped in, fools rush in where angels fool the tread, maybe. But I jumped in there and I wrote a book about evolution. First, I had to study the subject because I really didn't know that much about it, except that I knew I didn't believe in it. But after 9 months, I had a novel finished. And as I continued I moved on to the Harry Potter. As I continued to write and this research, I started seeing a pattern. I'm going like, there are several theaters of war that the devil is bringing upon mankind here to try to keep us from finding God and clinging to God and obeying God. And it's the greatest conspiracy in the world. I was back before the term conspiracy theorist was really popular. I was one of them, and I knew that it was because the devil is the biggest conspirator around, right. And he's the biggest deceiver and liar. And the best way to cover up a conspiracy is to make people think it can't possibly be true. And that's what he's done. And we've now seen some other conspiracies being played out in our society, which are a part of that plan. So here I am. I'm writing books, and I tried to go the traditional route and get an agent and so on and go to a traditional publisher. And I tried to market my Harry Potter book, and 2 agents at a writer's conference told me, "Well, we like Harry Potter." And I'm like, these are Christian agents.
Oh.
They like Harry Potter, and God's told me to go after Harry Potter. There's something the matter here. So I figured, I'm going to be swimming upstream against the current here, and there's no sense even trying to play the game the way others play it. I'm not going to be dealing in little fluff romances, and little kind of comedic things that make people laugh and we're all happy, So I'm going to have to just do things my own way. So I formed Sword of the Spirit Publishing, and I started publishing my books, and then I started publishing a few others for other people. But then in 2010, I got the idea, people aren't reading these books. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people brag about the fact that they never read a book in their life. I'm like, maybe I'm not pursuing this in the right manner. Maybe there's another outlet. And then so it didn't take me very long to figure it out. Well, most people like instant entertainment. So movies and television is what's bigger influence on people's lives than the church.
I have to admit to you, I'm one of those people that just does not read books. I'm wired strange, I don't know, but when I start reading, I can literally go through 10, 15 pages and then realize I have no idea what I'm reading, because after about the 5th page, I started to think about something. Maybe a word in there triggered a thought, and then I'm no longer really reading. So I decided, you know what, it's just not going to work for me. Interestingly enough, scripts I can read all day long. I love reading scripts. But I'll tell you what, now we're going to have to take a quick little break here. And when we come back, then let's talk about that transition that you made from writing books to actually producing movies, which, by the way, you know how I know that God did speak to you?
No.
Because he speaks to me in the same way. He wakes me up at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I have a theory that it's probably because if it was in the day, I wouldn't pay attention.
Right.
Again, like books, I'm thinking of something else. But that's the way he's chosen to speak to me, and I'm fine with it, as long as he lets me go to sleep right after. So listen, we're going to take a break then and come back and talk about your transition in the movies, all right?
All righty.
Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. For a limited time, you get premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, and that's the lowest price in history.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome back to Faith Unveiled. We are speaking today with Donald James Parker. Donald, I've known you for quite a few years. I'm very familiar with your movies, actually picked up a lot of them for Parables and began to put them on networks like Daystar. But again, as I mentioned in the beginning, you believe that your movies are more than just entertainment. They're spiritual warfare. We've talked about how you started writing books, going after Harry Potter, and then you transition into movies. So you realized that movies is what was going to get more people actually watching. So how has that gone for you?
Well, let me relate how we met and how that process got started. In 2010, I saw an advertisement for a film festival down in the Phoenix area put on by Patricia King,
Yes.
called Media Fest, I believe. And so I went down there and found out about film for the first time. And you were one of the speakers. They talked about the parables. You had parables was just a gleam in your eye at that time, and you talked about your dream, your vision. And so I latched onto your name and so on. We didn't get a chance to meet that festival, but the next year I moved down to Tennessee then, and there was a festival over in North Carolina at the Gideon Film Festival. So I drove over there, and this time I got to meet you there. And so that's how you got on my radar. But when we were down in Phoenix, they talked about God's media army.
Yes.
And Julie Meyer prophesied in song that God was going to write the check for this media army to arise. And so I decided at that point I was enlisting in that army, because we are at war. A lot of Christians think that, Christianity is just a saccharine thing. It's just being nice all the time, and we're just going to be happy and don't make any waves and don't offend anybody and so on. And there's another aspect of Christianity. Paul talks about fighting the good fight, being a worthy soldier and so on. And a lot of Christians haven't gotten that idea that they're part of an army. So I jumped in, and I really had the idea that I needed lots of money to make a film. I mean, Hollywood movies cost millions.
Yeah.
So I figured even to shoot a low budget film, you're going to need a couple $100,000.
Right.
So I just wrote scripts and went to Gideon again and so on. I'm just hoping that someday something's going to pop. And I got a phone call from a composer, a singer. He said that a friend of his, Chip Rossetti, was looking for someone to invest in a movie. And I said, well, I can't invest in a movie. If I had the money to invest in a movie, I'd make my own. But then I got the idea, well, maybe I could just put part, a little bit in and be a part owner or something. So I called Chip and we talked, and turned out that he only needed, X amount of dollars, which was way below the 200,000 that I thought. I thought, you can make a movie for that?
Chip is excellent at doing that.
And so I said, okay, let me read the script. So he sent it to me. I read it, and I'm going, well, this is pretty good. And in fact, it was about homosexuality, which I was working on a book at the time and dealing with that same topic. So I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. So I made some adjustments to the script. I said, Chip, how about you? I'll make some adjustments, and should I send it back to you and see what you think? He says, okay. So I did that. He read it and says, let's make a movie. So I said, okay. So we did. And in the process of being on set, I learned the ropes, and I learned that, the DP is, the guy that's important, the director, me being the producer, I'm just bringing everything together. So it wasn't something I needed a lot of experience to do. I saw what needed to be done. And as long as I had somebody like Chip that could come in and do the technical part, I was in good shape. So I decided, hey, I can do this. And so I hired him to come in and shoot In Gramp's Shoes in 2013. And that went really well. And so it was really well received. We had the theater, we had the world premiere here in Crossville, Tennessee, and the theater was absolutely packed. There wasn't even, my wife couldn't even find a seat. So that encouraged me. And then people were buying DVDs afterwards too. So I'm thinking, this is great. So I said, Chip, let's do it again. So we did Gramps Goes to College in just a few months. I hadn't even thought of the script at that point in time. So we did that one, and then got Chip in for a couple more. And so my dream was just to make enough money from each film so I could make another one. Just keep, like seed corn, just keep planting the crop and harvesting and getting another one out there.
And how did that turn out?
That hasn't worked out because I have not returned nearly my investment yet. And actually now I've given up on the fact I'm just giving my movie away. I'm putting it out on YouTube and giving it to networks to show so the message gets out.
That's what's interesting about you is, first of all, you chose doing movies because of a calling that you felt, but you chose basically a business that really doesn't have very good return for the most part. But yet that hasn't stopped you. You've made quite a few films. How many have you done total?
10.
10 films. So it hasn't stopped you, but at the same time, I believe God has met your personal needs, right?
Well, that was all my savings that I used to shoot those movies, and I live comfortable. I don't.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't need it. It's like, God, I didn't get into this for the money or for the fame or anything else. I'm just here to be what the good and faithful servant that you call me to be. And so,
God told me one time, look, Isaac, you have a lot of wants and you have a lot of needs. Sometimes I will give you what you want, but I will always give you what you need. And, your needs are being met, and you're continuing to produce films. You're giving them away, and you know what? I believe God's he's gonna refund you for that. I don't even know of another way to say it, but he'll make sure that your needs are met. I know you're working on a new project right now, and so we're gonna take another break. I know I hate these breaks, and one day maybe I'll just do a show with no breaks. But when we come back, let's talk about that project. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about perhaps what might be in the future. Are you going to keep making films, or is this the last one? So don't go away, folks. We're going to be right back after this message.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. For a limited time, you get premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, and that's the lowest price in history.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night, and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome back to Faith Unveiled. We are here today with Donald James Parker, who again makes movies with a really strong purpose of doing spiritual warfare. Donald, so you've just completed a new film, I guess, that just recently released, called Hearts Are Trump. Is this a political movie, or can you explain to us a little bit about this?
Okay, back in August, it's coming up on 1 year ago.
Wow.
I watched the Sid Roth show, and there was a guest on there who talked about how he had talked to Jesus, and he told him that we must not surrender our freedom, that there were forces within this country that were trying to take that freedom away, and we dare not surrender it. We had to stand up and fight. And I mean, there's a lot of other content within it. And that so grabbed me and compelled me. I said, I got to make a movie about that. Now we're in August, the election's in November. Mm-hmm. And I looked at it, I talked to a partner of mine, and he said, yeah, maybe, I think we can maybe do it. And so I sat down and started writing a script. And, 4 days later, I sent it to him. He said, let's do it. So then I had to go find cast and crew and so on. Now we're looking at 50, about 50, 60 days, 80 days till the election. Because it's got to be out before the election or it's not going to do any good. Right. So I put the whole thing together, found a DP and everything, and we got scheduled and everything. And during the process, 8 people dropped out of the project after in fact, 2 of them in the last week. My sound guy just said he wasn't going to do it about a week out. And I so wanted to quit. Time after time, I wanted to quit and just say, forget it. Why am I spending my money here to make a film this is like Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Donald's not a quitter. I know Donald. Donald's not a quitter.
Shoot a film in 60 days. I mean, not just shoot it, but have it edited.
Yeah.
I just kept persevering, and everybody showed up. We shot the movie, and we got her done. And then my editor got sick, and so he didn't even help. The guy who was supposed to edit the film did one scene. So I jumped in and edited, and a couple of other people I recruited edited the rest, and we got it out. And we all know what happened in the election. So I've been a little disappointed that what I did had basically no impact upon what went on. But, in my understanding of what went on, I don't think anything could have changed the results because of what went on. But that story is not finished yet. Then I novelized the movie and wrote a second one, which takes place after the election, and now I'm working on the third novel, which is I'm waiting to see how it all ends before I finish that one. But that's
so you're not done making movies.
Well, I don't know about it making a movie because that takes money. I can write a novel for free, but
true.
If someone wants to come along and give me money to make a movie, I am more than willing to jump into it. I love the process. I just feel so alive when I'm on the set and doing things.
Well, in a couple of minutes, you're going to get to give out a way for people to contact you. Who knows? There might be somebody there that would be interested in helping you. You of course, we've talked about how all your movies have been spiritual warfare movies, and then suddenly you do more of a political movie. But in reality, the political landscape right now is a spiritual warfare, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you stayed true to your calling.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten into it just for I'm an apolitical kind of guy.
Right.
But there's a difference between politics and government.
Yeah. Yes.
We can't blur those things. Government is very, very important to us. Politics is a bunch of hogwash.
And I can sense you're very passionate about this.
Oh, I am. I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah. Well, aside from...
One of the things,
yes, go ahead.
One of the things that I'm contemplating doing is branching out into Africa. There's a script that I wanted to write about a Muslim whose family tries to kill him, and he has to be adopted by another family. And I want to shoot it in Africa. So that's if I do a new movie, that's going to be that one, probably.
Oh, wow.
I have 40, 50 scripts waiting to be produced, but without the money, they're going nowhere. So.
Well, again, as I mentioned about what God spoke to me, it was really literally about 2-3 weeks ago. I was on my way to, I believe it was NRB, was when he said, look, you have a lot of wants, and I'll give you some of those, but your needs, I will always fulfill those. And so if this is a movie that needs to be made, then I know God is going to provide what you will need for it. So tell me, aside from those and everything, those 40 scripts that you have, are they all strong spiritual warfare type scripts then?
For the most part, some more than others. One of the things that I really want to deal with is revival. But one of them's about sex trafficking. So it's more of an action thing.
Sure.
But I mean, there's so many different enemies that we've got going on out there, things that need to be addressed, abortion and sex trafficking and that pornography and all that stuff. I mean, those are all things involved in the sexual revolution. So, there's no, and then another thing that I'd like to do is bring to life some of the stories of the past giants of the faith. There's so many wonderful stories about people you never heard of that would make wonderful movies.
They would. They absolutely would. So listen, let's say there is somebody out there that says, you know what, I want to jump in with Donald and help him to produce some of these movies. How would they reach you?
Well, my email is my initials, djp@donaldjamesparker.com.
Okay.
On Facebook is Donald James Parker.
Okay. And do you have a website also?
Oh, my website is donaldjamesparker.com.
All right. Well, you know what? You were going to say something?
If they click on the Sword of the Spirit logo on that page, it'll take them to the Sword of the Spirit page.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, if you're out there and you say, man, I really believe in what Donald's doing and I'd like to help him out, just go to that website, write him an email, even if it's just to let him know, look, Donald, I don't have money, but I'm praying for you and I'm always going to be lifting you up because of what you're doing. All right, Donald, we've come to the end of this episode today, and I really am grateful to you for taking time to come and be with us today. Again, always keep me up on what you're doing, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. For a limited time, you get premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, and that's the lowest price in history.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome back to Faith on Film. That is an unbelievable task that Donald is taking in translating his movies into all kinds of different languages. But I know Donald, and he will get it done. If you want to write him, just write him at djp@donaldjamesparker.com. That's djp@donaldjamesparker.com. Now, my program is not being translated into a lot of languages, but it is being translated into Romanian. That's right, this program is at least being subtitled into Romanian. Hello out there in Romania, I guess it is. I don't know, but if you're watching this program, I hope you're enjoying it. If you want to write me, by the way, here in America, you can write me in English or in Spanish at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. And of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. And remember, if you want to watch some past shows, just go to youtube.com and look for Faith on Film TV. Well, until next week, take care.